So my greatest fear in that piece of music was that my 743 snare drummers would not stay together, but nice job, everyone. That was really well done. Before we move on, I'd like to thank Mr. Trongone, Mr. Havers, all of my principals, Ms. Maynor, Mr. Zint, like everyone in the district, really, for being incredibly supportive when my son was diagnosed with the Hurler syndrome. If you don't know, he's in the hospital right now getting chemo, and we'll have a bone marrow transplant next week. And that's why you see so much purple on the stage, because purple is for Hurler's awareness, which was this week, coincidentally. So I thank you all for your support. Again, this is the second time I'm going through something like this in the district. Both times has been wonderful, so thank you all. This is our second and final piece of music. This was a lot of fun to put together because handing it out, the kids said a lot of, what is that? How do we play that? So there was a lot of discovery, there was a lot of new notes that we wouldn't normally introduce at this level, which is also exciting for me. So this is At the Edge of Chaos, which is, yeah, I can't wait to hear that again. Which is really a lot of fun, and we're really rocking it on Monday's rehearsal. So here we go. Your fifth grade band. Great work, guys. You may exit. Go put your instruments away. Go up into the balcony. Amanda, 1 minute. Hello? There we go. Okay, we're bringing on the 6th grade band next. I get to stay. The 6th grade band was my first group of students that I started with a full year of beginning band last year. This was really a fun group of kids, and I was really upset to see them go. And then when things got a little squirrely at the beginning of the year, I said, I'll conduct it in the afternoons. I'll do that, no problem. So I've had a really great time this year getting that second year with these kids, because one of the things I missed after I left middle school and high school was seeing the kids for multiple years. So it gave me a chance to spend an extra year with these guys. I'd also like to thank Anthony Joseph, who was my student intern this spring. Anthony would leave the high school at the very end of the school day and come to wherever I was, often with a cup of coffee, because he's good people, to help out. So I would say that this group on stage represents 65% of the 6th grade band. I'm not quite sure where our friends are, but that's okay. We're going to do just fine without everybody else, right? Absolutely. So our first song, I don't have a program. What is our first song supposed to be? Someone tell me. What is it? Celebration and dance? Declaration and dance. I've conducted them both. Oh, look at you. You're so wonderful. Thank you. Declaration, celebration, declaration and dance. What? Celebration and dance. Celebration, declaration. I'm sorry. We're having fun. Thank you. You may notice some new instruments up here that we didn't have in the 5th grade band. Can I get my tuba players to stand up? Or hold them up? So at the beginning of the year, I looked at the band and I said, well, we've got a lot of clarinets and flutes. How about somebody plays tuba? And these 3 girls said, I'll do it! Just like that. Who wants to play tuba? I'll do it! So Mr. Zintel started working with them almost immediately, and within 2 rehearsals they were contributing, and now they're actually playing tuba. So that's exciting for the future of the program. I always feel like my job is to make sure... Go ahead. I always feel like my job is to make sure that eventually the high school program has well-developed, experienced musicians to play for them so that they don't have to transition people at the high school level. So I feel like that's a start. We're going to start working on some more trombones and baritones and maybe some tenor saxes in the next couple years. We'll really flesh out these programs. Our next piece of music is Theme from Jurassic Park. You all heard the story at the Fine Arts Festival. That was Anthony that gave me that theme song way back in the day. So here's Jurassic Park. We always need more cowbell. Do we have the cowbell? Okay, move it. Put it wherever you want it. It's okay. We can wait, right? Okay. We good? We need the temple blocks. Where'd it go? Run. Okay. We're going to get the temple block so we can play this last piece of music. It actually is kind of an important part, so we're going to make sure it gets here. This last piece of music, Adrenaline Rush, became somewhat of a challenge to how fast could we play it. But like the John Deere TV ad says, it's not how fast you can play, it's how well you can play fast. Right? Anybody seen that ad with the John Deere tractor? It's not how fast you can mow, it's how well... Yeah, I agree. I want to tune up my John Deere tractor because it's too slow. So we worked on faster and faster tempos for the song until we feel like we found a sweet spot. And then, of course, I pushed for faster because I can never be satisfied with where we are. We're good? Okay, I can stop vamping. I'd like to address some nomenclature for moving forward. We have, especially at the 5th grade program, we have two concepts. We have lessons and we have rehearsals. Lessons are usually small groups during the day. Like I'll have a handful of clarinets, we'll have a handful of flutes, and we'll work on specific fluty things or specific clarinetty things. How to hold your hands, how to move, all that fun stuff that makes it easier to play the clarinet properly. And then we have rehearsals in which we put all the parts together and we work on very different things. We don't work on specific clarinet things, we work on balance. How to make sure that you can hear the other parts, understand what your role is in the ensemble. And rehearsals are crucial to these performances. So moving forward, I'd love to see some better rehearsal attendance. Now, that gets easier at the middle school because it's all scheduled during the day, but there are after-school rehearsals, and we need as close to 100% attendance at those as we can get. It makes an enormous difference. This spring we had 5 rehearsals in a row where we had almost everyone there. We made more progress in those 5 rehearsals than we did in 4 months before that. It's crucial. Okay, this is our last song. This is Adrenaline Rush. I'd like to thank you all for coming out. It's been a pleasure, as always. I'm looking forward to the next crop of 5th graders next year. Thank you very much. At this point, I'd like to turn the program over to Mrs. Taglerino and Mrs. Pinto.
Good evening. This is our 6th, 7th, and 8th grade chorus that are getting on the risers right now. We have 3 selections for you tonight that the children have been preparing. We are really grateful for everybody that's worked hard this year to come to chorus. We know it's been a little bit of a challenge. We know it'll change next year, but thank you. Thank you for bringing your children before school and letting them stay after school, and all the kids that came during lunch, and all these guys have worked very hard this year. And let's see, who else do we have coming in? Guys, keep moving down. Middle row. Slide down. I just want to thank Miss Taglerino and Miss Lucarano. Both of them came at a strange time of the year. Miss Taglerino came like in November. Miss Lucarano came in March, and this has been a fun year of change and transition, but everybody's working hard, and I'm just very thankful for both of them and all their hard work. So just want to say thank you to you guys. All right, so we're going to perform 3 selections for you. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next piece is called Stomp Box, and it's going to feature Jacob Mead accompanying us on the guitar.
Hello, everyone. I wrote it down because I didn't want to forget, but it's a very bittersweet moment as a former student to officially send off Christina Pinto. I've never met such a hardworking person, and she will truly be missed. She dedicated most of her years to building this choral program of the school, and is now moved on over to the high school, where she will continue to thrive and brighten the lives of many other students, just as she has done for me.
My heart.
The chorus, Mrs. Taglerino, and I just wanted to take a moment to give you the recognition you deserve and to say, see you around, and thank you for all of your hard work and dedication.
Thank you very much. And I want to just say I love the fort because this is like where I started and have grown up, and even when I substitute was before, when I was in college and I was substitute teaching, I was always here, and just it always felt like family to me. So I am really grateful to the fort and all their support. Everyone's supportive here of the arts, all the teachers, the administration, and so it has been awesome. And I'm like psyched to keep our programs working together, middle school and high school. So thank you so much. And someone had pulled out some pictures of when I first started teaching. And I was like, wow, you're officially a choir director. When you look in the past, and you're like, wow, I was really skinny back then. You're not skinny anymore. So anyway, thank you so much. I love the fort, and I appreciate all of your support. Thank you. Thank you. And now we'll have Mr. Zintel and the 7th and 8th grade band. Thank you.
So, excuse us, we're just setting up. It'll just take a couple more minutes, and then we'll be all ready. Thank you. All right. I can see. No, it's just to warm up. No, okay. Our first selection, Afterburn. This depicts the excitement and exuberance of flight. And while watching a jet in the sky, it's impossible not to imagine the rush the pilot must feel when kicking in the afterburners, that sudden burst of speed. The piece captures emotions of the excitement of takeoff, the awe at the beauty of the earth, and burst of joy when the afterburners hurtle them through the sky. So we've got a few students switching around to other instruments, which is really exciting. And this song is based on the Blues to Grow On. It's based on a simple swing-style melody with the 12-bar blues chord structure. It's a perfect composition for jazz students to improvise melodies, and they'll be doing that. I think 12 students, if we have this correct. And you'll hear that right now. Blues to Grow On. So these budding jazz musicians, in order, Diane Ionescu, Michael Newells, Alina Hall, Gabby Directo, Joanna Bauerdorf, Mackenzie Otis, Carissa Card, Madison Lacey, Sandra Goddard, Chris Vasquez, Alicia Garrick, and Preston Gossard on trombone. So, I just want to take just a moment to thank some our administrators for being supporting us, and of course being in attendance at our concert tonight. So Ms. Wallowak, Ms. Smith, and Mr. Havers, our directors of curriculum, and of course our superintendent, Mr. Trongone. So thank you very much. Now, I would like to just talk briefly about the Lion King selection that we have next. These are songs from the 1994 animated movie. They were composed by Elton John and Tim Rice, and along with the opening, which was from the Hans Zimmer orchestral score from the movie. There's the memorable I Can't Wait to Be King, the Oscar-winning song Can You Feel the Love Tonight, and The Circle of Life are the 4 songs featured in this medley. So our next selection is really special because tonight, except for the students, so they've all heard the song before because they've been working on it, but this truly is a world premiere of this piece of music. This is Of Integrity and Perseverance, written by Pemberton's own Mr. Brian Sleeper, who I believe is up there in the balcony. Yes. Mr. Sleeper was inspired by the middle school's character education initiative, and integrity defined as total honesty and sincerity, and perseverance defined as the state of keeping at something in spite of difficulties, opposition, or discouragement are two key important attributes of the school that our school students strive to attain. And so they've put a lot of work into this. It's a rather intricate piece, but I think you'll really enjoy this. Thank you. So we're really looking forward to Friday, our performance for the Musical Carousel Festival. And so students, I have T-shirts for Friday, so you can see me in the band room afterwards. And any chaperones who I haven't checked in with yet, if you just wanted to stop by and say hi and just make sure everything's good for Friday. And thank you all so much. Appreciate you being out here tonight. And have a great evening.